this section I'm going to show you how you can create your first project in the RPGWizard. So by default, when you open the RPGWizard for the first time, it will open the demo game, The Wizard's Tower. If you want to replace that with your own project, you simply need to go to File, New, Project, or Control-N on the keyboard. And then you'll be asked to give a name to your project. This name will be used as both the folder name and the name on the title of your project. You can change the title name of your project later on, but the folder structure will have your project's original name. So I can just call this my first project, or my first game, let's say. And then I'm going to click OK here, and this is going to generate an empty template project. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is you get this project editor. This is where you can set all the basic settings for your project. You'll notice things like there's your name, is your project name. So you can go in and you can edit this later. So I can say space first game, and I can save that, and now that's my new title. Or you can change that to something else, to like something. And here you can set up your startup settings. What's your initial board character? We'll get to that in a later tutorial. So if you look here on the left in the project structure, you'll see an empty project other than your game file. So if you close this game, your project editor, you can reopen that simply by double clicking on the .game file in the project structure. So you might be wondering, when you create that project, where does it actually go? So if you go back to your RPGWizard download, wherever you have the wherever you launch the RPGWizard from, under that directory you'll see a projects folder. If you go into that, you'll see two things. You'll see the Wizard's Tower demo project, and you'll see my first game. So this is your folder here. So if you ever wanted to back up your project or move it somewhere else, this is what you need to copy. You can move this project folder out of this folder here to somewhere else onto your computer. So you can move it into your documents or anywhere you want, and then you can open the project from there instead. By default, they'll be created inside this projects folder. So that covers the initial project creation. If you want to copy, say, some of the assets from the Wizard's Tower, such as the programs that are used, the graphics, all you need to do is copy graphics, programs, boards, characters. You can literally copy all the contents of all these folders here and paste them into here. So if I do that now, for example, this will copy all the assets used in the Wizard's Tower. And if I go back to the editor, I can now see that everything is here. So if I wanted to recreate the Wizard's Tower quickly, I could just say, if I close the project editor now, if I say that the initial board is the outside board, I can set the initial character, and that's the basic settings, your startup settings. And then if you go to the RPG code tab, you can set the same startup program that the Wizard's Tower uses, and the same game over program. Now I literally copied all the assets from the Wizard's Tower as a template, and when I click and run my game, I get the Wizard's Tower. You'll notice that in the top of the engines window, that the title was the name of my project that I set here rather than my first game. And that covers creating your first project.